Hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Jobu, and thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Because without you guys, well, I'd be sitting down here talking to the dogs about the Dallas Cowboys. Hope everybody's doing really good tonight. Feeling kind of sad. I'm going to butcher up his name, but understand that's what I do. I'm a name butcher. But Tony Liscio, I probably mispronounced his name, but understand I suck at names. Dallas Cowboy player, fantastic guy, died at 76 years of age. You know, I love football. I completely 100% love football. There's nothing like it. And if you've really played football, you feel invincible. As old as I am right now, as bad as my knees are, which are screwed up from football, my back has got slip disc and things like that. I've got bone spurs in my knees. If I could go out and play one more game, just one more game, I wouldn't care what it cost my body physically. And that's how most of these guys are. What we're going to do, we're going to talk about Tony for a second here. Because these football players, as much as we love the great hits, are giving it all for our entertainment. And it looks like I'm freezing up here a little bit. Let me go to settings real quick, you guys. These guys are literally giving everything they've got on the field. And we have to understand that, you can only give so much before it takes a toll later on in life. And that's where we are with a lot of these guys. One of the reasons why I was actually happy about Tony Romo retiring is because you don't want the guy to be a vegetable. You don't want him to end up being where his quality of life is screwed up. And that's where we are with a lot of these guys. Unfortunately, that's where it is. Now, this guy was literally a cornerstone of the NFL. This guy started out his career with Green Bay. He played with Dallas. He played with the Chargers, the Dolphins, and he came back to the Dallas Cowboys. The amazing thing about him is pretty much he was thought of as a has-been. His career was over. And the Cowboys basically lost everybody as far as their tackle went. They called him up in November. He came to the Cowboys. He played for them. His first game against the Redskins, his leg was taped from his ankle to his hip, and he had 2 injured shoulders. But the guy did not give up a sack in that game or the rest of the year, and ended up becoming the NFL Player of the Year. Oh, excuse me, Comeback Player of the Year. So you got to have hats off to this guy. But unfortunately, he suffered from ALS. And you're hearing about more and more players that are suffering from ALS as well as CTS. For me growing up, Tony Dorsett, great player. He's suffering with symptoms of CTS. And there's nothing they can do about it. So remember that when you see these guys and you call them bums or pussies, excuse my language, or whatever, understand that these guys are giving their all for our entertainment. So that's all I got to say about that. Let me welcome everybody in here. He was our left tackle that blocked literally for Roger Staubach. It was part of our Super Bowl winning team. He was also a Green Bay Packer in the Ice Bowl, believe it or not. So hello to Michael Barnes. Hello, Sarah. How you doing, Jedi Knight? How about them Cowboys? Sven is up over in Europe. How you doing tonight, Sven? Over in Germany, as a matter of fact. Jason Strickland, what's happening? Sven, excuse me. Some of you guys that are on the East Coast, of course, it's only 9 o'clock. California, it's only 6. But for Sven, it's 3 a.m. Dude, what are you doing up this late, man? Hi, Bill B., Jack Duncan, James Snyder. Oh, thank you, James. Joe Boo definitely needs a refill. And in fact, I bet you guys need one too. So tonight, we're going to do something different. We finally got over 10,000. That's right, 10,000. So all you guys that have your shot glass, pour yourself a refill. I'm going to do a trivia question tonight. And we're going to give away a Jobu shot glass to the person who gets this right. We are talking about the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. So our trivia question for tonight, and I will send you a Jobu shot glass, is what year did the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders start? And what did Tom Landry call them? What was his nickname for the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders? The first one to get it right will get a Jobu shot glass. Why are the Giants and Cowboys playing each other opening game for the fifth year straight? Well, good question. Because the NFL, they like drama, and that is one of those big games. The Cowboys lost to them twice last year. Both of them were in the playoffs, so they want to start the season off with a bang. Jedi Knight, no, it was not 1970. And remember, there's two parts to this trivia question. What year? Jack, definitely don't drink, but if you have a shot glass, pour some Kool-Aid into it. The trivia question is, what year did the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders start, and what was Tom Landry's nickname for him? 1965, good guess, Jason, and the distraction, they definitely were, but Landry was the Ice Bowl. No, the Ice Bowl was actually 67, not 76, buddy. Cowboys had already won a couple Super Bowls of it. What's up? That's what's cracking. Steven, the Dallas Cowboys are cracking. We actually have, and I'll go ahead and put on our side cam right now. We actually have the NFL top 100 because apparently we're going to have two players on the top 100 tonight between 11 and 20. The question will be Tyron Smith? We know he's got to be in there. Will it be Dak and Zeke? I'm hoping that it'll be Dak Prescott in there and that we've got Zeke in the top 10 or vice versa. If Dak Prescott is not in the top 100, well, then that would definitely be a tragedy. So we'll see how that goes. We're going to keep it on, and actually I should turn it up just a little bit so I can kind of half hear it in case when they come up. So we'll go back through our main cameras. So how's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody's had a good Monday, so to speak. He called it the circus. 1968. Let me go back here. The cowbells, the bimbos. Okay. FR3 SH9 got the year right. Now we just have to get the nickname right. So far we've got the bimbos, the cowbellas, the sluts. Jack, really? The sluts? Okay. Mr. Wright, name the NFL team that is named after a state and not a city, i.e. the Texas Rangers. Okay, you gave us the answer, Mr. Wright. Anthony Brown will be there next year. I hope he's there. He called it the circus. No. Quentin Lewis, I tell you what, Quentin Lewis, oh, congratulations, you are engaged, I think. That's a good thing. Congratulations there, buddy. Hope you guys have a great marriage there together. And unfortunately, Jobu's cam got knocked down, but we'll get that straightened out. Green Dan, our defense has the potential to carry us to the Super Bowl. I think our defense actually had the potential to do that last year had we coached against Green Bay a little bit better. We got away from what we were doing in Green Bay, which was controlling the clock and running the ball. Unfortunately, our team got exposed because we went pass happy in that game. So I think our defense is going to be a little better than last year. We're going to end up having some mistakes and stuff because, of course, we've got rookies that are playing. And, Jack Duncan. Jack Duncan, congratulations, you got it right. The porno queens. Tom Landry did not like having cheerleaders because he thought they were sluts, porno queens, and a distraction for the team. So, Jack, go ahead and email me your address so that way I can send you a Dallas Cowboy Jobu shot glass. Now, Jack, I believe you're a little underage, so I do not want you to have any alcohol in that shot glass, but congratulations. Um, Anyone having a lag issue? Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know why, but it was kind of slow behind. I ended up changing the settings on it, so hopefully it'll catch back up. America's Sweethearts. No, it was Porno Queens, and Jack Duncan actually got the question right. Juan, thank you very much for the love on the show and stuff. Um, Appreciate all of the support that you guys have been giving me. I can't believe that we're up to 10,000. That to me is just unbelievable. Um, yeah, definitely. I'm sending him a juice glass, a very small one. Yes, JT Thomas, Tom Landry, the straight and narrow church going man that he was, considered the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders porno queens. So I bet you guys did not know that one, but congratulations, Jack Duncan. He's going to be getting a shot glass. And I've had a lot of people ask me about how to get the shot glasses. The website is actually up over here if you want to go ahead and get one of those. Caesar is still working on my shirts. He's guaranteeing me I will have them tomorrow night or by Wednesday morning. So they'll go out as soon as I get them. David, did I say David? I meant Tony Liscio. Excuse me. Tony Liscio if I said David. I actually have a friend named David Liscio, so that's probably the whole mental thing. Um, his name is Seth Rich. Whose name is Seth Rich? Bill B. Am I interested in the Moose Johnson helmet signed by him by David? Oh, of course I would love. I mean, that would be fantastic. Do you have Dan? Like I said, I believe our defense is going to be a lot better. Here's what's interesting, and I love listening to the talking heads because they keep talking about the cornerbacks that we lost. Juan, if you want to, just go right here to this website, Cowboy Joe Boo, and you can order a shot glass there. Go past my Facebook feed, and you can see down there the shirts and all that if you want to order one. But they keep talking about the losses of veterans in our secondary. Okay, but don't get me wrong. Church made a fantastic interception against Kirk Cousins, which ended up basically being the reason why the Redskins didn't go to the playoffs. Um, Brandon Carr, solid cornerback, but I believe he was rated about 48th or 49th in the NFL. Not exactly the best cornerback out there. A solid guy, never missed time, but didn't make a lot of plays. And the glass man, Morris Claiborne. When they keep talking about Morris Claiborne being a big loss, are you kidding me? Sure, he played good for 7 games in the first half of the season, but then he's always hurt. And when he came back for the playoffs, he couldn't cover anybody and ended up getting a 15-yard penalty. So, no, I'll take a young guy that's learning and making mistakes than a guy who can't stay on the field because your best ability is your availability, and we never had that with Morris Claiborne. Dak will be soon. Let's hope so. Is Sherman coming? Well, the jury's out on that one. I would love to think that Sherman would be coming. Like I said, I think that he would be a great addition to our team. I know there's some dissension there. I know Seattle wants to get rid of him. The question is, can they work out a deal or not? But here's one of the topics that I definitely wanted to talk about tonight, and that is Dak Prescott. Dad, I'm not always right. I've been right a lot, but I'm not always right, and I'm not even going to claim it. Hey, Jackie, how you doing tonight? Dak Prescott. I'm wondering when is he going to get some credit? Because all I keep hearing is with that offensive line, I could have made touchdowns. It's like, really? Thank you, Juan. Really? Because Matt Castle and God, I don't even want to remember him. Couldn't bust a grape with that offensive line, and we still had a good running game. But when you look at Dak's numbers, and I talked about this in another video before, where he completed 66% of his passes last year, people are acting like he's never done that before. But he completed 67 his senior year and 65 his junior year. Every year he's always gotten better. And he's not doing anything different than he did in college. His numbers are almost identical with one difference. In Dallas, he's got the best offensive line in football and a great running back. He didn't have that at Mississippi State. He had squad douche. The only offensive player that was drafted on that offensive team was a tight end in the 6th round and a tackle in the 6th round. He didn't have a lot of talent. He didn't have great wide receivers. He didn't have a great running back. He didn't have guys that were going to the NFL. Thank you.
One hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about that, Cowboys?
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that, buddy. He did not have anything around him. Yet, playing in the Southeast Conference, best college conference in the NCAA, against teams that are constantly vying for the national championship, he thrived. So this crap that he was Tim Tebow with a slightly better arm is crap. The people out there who want to say, oh, well, he was just a dink and dunk quarterback. He was 4th in the league in completion yards per completion. So how is it that you guys still want to say he's a nobody? It's time to give that guy credit. And how you really know that Dak was the real deal? When Tony Romo, and that's right, you Tony Romo diehards, when Tony Romo recognized what was going on with this team, he went to his best friend, Jason Witten, and said, Jason, don't let our friendship get in the way of what's going on with this team. He recognized that something special was happening. That's pretty big. Because generally speaking, in the NFL, when somebody is taking your position, it's not pretty. If you look at Doug Williams versus Schrader, Doug Williams literally had his legs about decapitated. They ended up winning that Super Bowl. They were so far ahead. They said, Doug, why don't you come off the field? He's like, I'll be damned if I'm going to let him get on the field. When you look at Steve Young and Joe Montana, Steve Young had to get shipped out of town. You look at Aaron Rodgers and, of course, the great Brett Favre. Didn't get along. But Tony Romo was smart enough and gentleman enough and the right kind of guy that put the team first, recognized that Dak Prescott was the real deal. Because if he didn't think that he was all that, he certainly would have been out there to win his team back. Well, Tom, I appreciate the congratulations. I don't know if I'll be up to 25,000 or not. I'm happy and surprised that I'm up to 10,000, and I can't thank you guys enough because together, man, we are truly spreading the mojo for the Dallas Cowboys. And for me, doing this show, doing this channel is literally my relief. You know, if I have a hard day at work, I know I've got my friends that I can come in here and talk with, and we can talk about my favorite thing, the Dallas Cowboys. But yeah, Sven, you're 100 completely right. I think he won over Dez actually in training camp when he went to Dez when Dez was screwing up on a pass play and basically said, this is the way it's done. If you don't do it right, you're not getting the damn ball. And instead of Dez going off at it, this rookie, he was kind of like, okay. So, yeah, it's Dak has got it. From everything I'm hearing that he's doing, looking great and stuff in practice. What's my record prediction? I'm thinking 10-6 because the NFC East is better. We've got a tough schedule, although that's subject to change because you don't know who's going to rise and who's going to fall. At some point, Brady's going to fall off the cliff, but I personally believe that he sold his soul to the devil. Okay, well, Bill, I tell you what, we had at this time last year about 350 subscribers, so we did a whole lot in the last year. I'll say that much. Okay, F. Stephen A. Bitch. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, somebody tried to compare RG3 to Dak Prescott, and I got to tell you, there's no comparison. Dak has such a good head on his shoulders. You can tell by his upbringing, his education, all the stuff that he has done. He's not looking for the limelight to be that guy or anything like that, Mr. Hollywood. He is focused on one thing, and that is winning Super Bowl. Well, I almost knew that it would be Tyron Smith because Tyron, of course, has to be in there because you've had Zach Martin and you've had Travis Frederick already in there. There's no way that he wasn't going to be in there. And you haven't had any offensive linemen in the top 10. So he kind of had to fit in there. So the question will be is, who will be the other Dallas Cowboy in here? Will it be Dak or will it be Zeke? Personally, I'm thinking that Zeke will end up being in the top 10. And I'm hoping that it's Dak. I'm thinking it's Dak, but we'll see. Mike C., I'm doing fantastic, man. I am literally living the dream, YouTubing with you guys here, live streaming. Sorry, I've had a few breaks with the stream and stuff. I'm not sure what's going on with it tonight, and the whole live streaming stuff has been kind of crazy. For whatever reason, I think Joe Boo is fucking with it. To be honest with you, yesterday or Saturday was live streaming. I wasn't even home. So I don't know how it got started unless Joe Boo ended up getting started. Green Dan, oh, I tell you what. I feel like this team, just from the end of the season, is totally different. I'm going to get some hate and some venom on this, but I feel like the weight of Tony Romo, because he's such a polarizing figure, is gone. Tony Romo, I love him. I've got an autographed Joe Boo jersey over there signed by Tony Romo. I've got a hard hat over here that's signed by Tony Romo. I have supported Tony Romo from the time he threw his first pass and defended him against all of the haters and everything else and putting the facts out there that he wasn't a choker. But unfortunately, Tony Romo was the person that everybody focused on and talked about. And I just feel like that's kind of, after he finally retired, finally went to the booth, because we don't know if he really retired, I feel like that is kind of gone. You'll notice that shows like First Take, they don't have all of the talk of the Dallas Cowboys like they used to of Tony Romo, the choker, Tony Romo's bad back. It's like we can finally, Abel, just email me and we'll talk about that one. Email me directly and I'll see what we can do for you. We're focusing on football. We're not focusing on a broken back. We're not focusing on a broken collarbone. We're not focusing on a Jessica Simpson or a trip to Cabo. We're not focusing on a Tony Ono. Right now, we're just talking about how good can Dak be? How good can this team be? Can they repeat? And I feel like that truly is a good thing. We don't have that lightning rod. Tony Manning. Okay. Oh, cool, Quentin. Yeah, well, the problem with the ratings is Dak throws for 3,600 and he's not in the top 15 in this category. In other stats, he's in the top 4 minimum. Well, yeah, it's the question is this. To me, the bottom line is this. You can pick out stats that are going to prove that you're in the top of them in anything. You can prove almost anything with statistics. Okay? You can say Eli Manning had more yards than Dak Prescott. But do you think that Eli Manning was a better quarterback last year than Dak Prescott? No. Eli Manning had 16 interceptions and I believe 7 fumbles. And as we know, fumbles and turnovers can be game-changing, as we definitely know, like this one.
Cousins firing. Intercept! It's picked up in the end zone by Barry Church. What a huge stop by Dallas. Talked about it, Kevin. Somehow you got to summon.
Yeah, because see, turnovers will kill you. Turnovers can be a 14-point swing. It doesn't matter what you did the rest of the game if you throw that interception that goes all the way that kills you. Okay, we're talking about Dak Prescott, the reaction show. Okay, so I haven't been paying attention in case anybody else has, and I've missed it. If Dak Prescott has been called, let me know. But Law Nation's in the house. How you doing tonight, Law? Great to see you here, man. I appreciate you coming in. I've got to work on getting my YouTube stream, the Skype stream going better and on the screen here with us. So bear with me till this weekend. But turnovers are game changers. And yeah, I dropped that on the way down, Mike. That's actually for the thank you for the super chats. Turnovers are game changers and can be a 14-point swing, because had Kirk Cousins not thrown that pick, well, the Cowboys wouldn't have beat them, chances are, because they would have been up by 10 points late in the fourth quarter, needing 2 scores to win. Had they won that game, they would have made the playoffs because they would have had a better record than the Lions. So turnovers can be big. We're talking about possibly a 14-point swing. And that's the problem for the Giants, that Eli Manning has become a turnover machine. It's enough. What? I thought it was 18. Tyron got 18? I thought 18.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
Well, he made the list.
Yeah, Tyron's in the top 20. And somewhere soon will be either Dak or Zeke. And so we'll have to kind of listen out, hear what we're doing. JJ, I agree with you, man. I can't wait for the season to start. We've got 4.5 weeks before training camp's going to start. The great thing is, for once, our rookies are actually reporting 3 days before the veterans, and they're going to be working out at the Star. And in fact, our rookies are lifting weights this week, and